Hey guys, this is Sadiq and welcome to our channel and welcome Farad to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Sadiq. Thank you for having me. Welcome on my channel also.
Great. Yeah, it's nice to have more of a combined collaboration.
Yeah, totally. People are liking, I think. People are liking our,
Yeah,
exchange.
yeah, that's good to know. So today we're gonna discuss about a Malayalam film, a Malayalam anthology, because anthologies are very rare in Malayalam cinema. Because we have seen anthologies from Hindi cinema, sometimes from Telugu, sometimes from Tamil cinema, but from Malayalam cinema it has been rare at least in the last few years. So today we're gonna discuss about a Malayalam anthology called Freedom Fight. So Freedom Fight has been uh, it's one of the most anticipated Malayalam film because Geo Baby, the director who also directed The Great Indian Kitchen, is also involved in this project. So this is one of the main reasons why it was one of the most anticipated films of the year, and it is available on SonyLiv. So before just having a detailed discussion of this film, I'll ask Farah to give a spoiler-free synopsis of this film.
So, thanks, Sadiq. So, as usual, I have written a detailed review of Freedom Fight on my site, Popcorn Reviews. Please do check out that review as well, the link of which is in the description box below. And Freedom Fight, not a Freedom Fight. Freedom Fight is a story of, actually, it's an anthology. So
Yeah.
it comprises of 5 stories of individual protagonists who are, grappling with their everyday problems. And most of them are socially relevant against the social norms which are there. Which are prevalent in our society. So that is basically the one-liner synopsis that I can say, and it is a common thread that joins all the stories, although they are not connected to each other. They are directed by 5 separate directors, and there are 5 separate stories within a span of 2.5 hours. So this is, I think, and as you rightly said, that Malayalam cinema do not make anthologies. I mean, I haven't seen a Malayalam anthology yet. So this was the first one of my first experiences. And the thing with anthology, Sadik, is that you actually may falter in a story or two, but still you are forgiven. But here, I think all 5 stories that are there, all of them score. You know, one of the prime reasons why I ended up watching this film was Geo Baby, who was the director of The Great Indian Kitchen, which was one of the best films of the year. Leave alone Malayalam, it was one of the best films of 2021, and that prompted me, to give this film a go, having no idea about what this film was, except for the fact that uh, a day or two prior to the release, I got to know that it is an anthology. Uh, and what a beautiful film. I mean, all of them score. All 5 stories have individual perspectives and individual issues that strike a chord, all of them. And I have 3 favorites out of 5, which says that, like, the stories were just amazing. It was like typical Malayalam film. Just it's like a everyday work, to just be as disciplined as ever and put your point across, basically. So that is basically the introduction that I would like to give around this discussion.
Great. So now I'll ask you about regarding the music and the direction. Music direction and at least for the time being, I'll just ask you about the music direction and about the cinematography of this. All the key technical elements of the film. So what are your views on that?
So, as usual, they do play a part, although you can make out that they aren't made at a very lavish budget. Okay, so but they are still technically sound. The films are technically sound. They're cut correctly. The editing is good. The background music in some of the films, at least, especially the fourth one, Old Age Home, it was sparingly used. It wasn't too loud or overbearing with the emotions trying to be conveyed through the music, which often a few films are guilty of, especially comedy, though this was not a comedy. But having said that, the other films also have impactful background scores. And when it comes to cinematography, I love the fifth one the most. I mean, that was actually shot in monochrome, so it is black and white. The fifth story, directed by Jitin, and
Yeah, Jitarajak Thomas.
uh, yeah, and that it tackles the subject of a sewage worker,
Hmm.
which actually I feel that in a country, even in India as well as in Pakistan, Sadiq,
Hmm.
I'm sure it would be there prevalent there as well.
It
I'm
is.
not sure, but
It is. It is.
yeah, but India it is definitely prevalent whether anyone accepts it or not. And I think since we are in the 21st century, we can look for ways to automate that process so that no, and if there is labor involved, then the labor should be involved in operating the machines, not to physically go into that pit. I mean, that is demeaning, degrading, and on top of that, it's not hygienic as well, and
And
I
and
really felt pity.
and
Yeah.
and, and it's hazardous and fatal to the life of an individual also.
Yeah, even the gases that are emitted, not in this particular story, but there are a few who clean even the sewages like deep inside, so they're exposed to even poisonous gases as well,
Yeah.
and they go in without equipment. There is a documentary. I'm just digressing a bit. There's a documentary on Scoop Whoop, which has Samdesh taking a tour, tackling the subject. I recommend you highly to watch that documentary. It's of 35 minutes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I
And
think
that book gives you a very real picture. And
that
one of the
it's
stories that are there, it tackles that here. So the fifth one. And that was one of my favorite stories. I think I have not seen any film tackling that. And it just was a mind numbing experience, the way the politics was involved, at a very grassroots level, which was there in that story. And the demarcation between the rich and the poor, the richest of rich and the poorest of poor. That
yeah.
differentiation that was there was very well shown in that story. So I think coming back to technical aspects, I think each story stands out, but I think that one really was something else. I mean, I've not seen such a subject being tackled in a uh, any film, rather. I wouldn't say any mainstream film, any film or any industry. Apologies if I've missed out on any films tackling that subject. You can let us know in the comment section below, but I haven't watched earlier before.
Amazing. Amazing. So now I would ask you about the performances. I mean, how for you are the performances by all the lead actors?
The performances, I think, were exceptional. I mean, Rajisha in the first one was just outstanding. Even the actors who essayed the roles of there were key roles in the second story, which dealt again with a very primary issue, of of basic necessity, of having toilets in work areas of where we work, and that too for women. So that was the second story that was there, and I really love that concept. They did not sugarcoat it, did not glorify it, or did not I don't know. Um, Overhype the problem or lessen the problem. It was just so balanced, that narrative that was there. And it was again one of my favorites. Some amazing performances there with expert direction, I think, as well. And the third story that was there, that again, it left a bittersweet feeling at the end. Again, there was a demarcation between so the interesting bit was that the last story that was there, that had a demarcation between the richest of rich and the poorest of poor. But here, the gap that was there between the society was a little less, so it was like upper middle class and lower middle class. The demarcation was there in that third story. So in that, what had happened was that due to a misunderstanding, situation was created. But then at the end of it, when you say, you just it just left with a bittersweet taste, and you will understand. I don't want to give any spoilers because many people haven't watched that film yet. I haven't seen many people discussing Freedom Fight yet. So, coming to the fourth story, which is directed by Geo Baby, I think that had those subtler and nuanced emotions that were there. And there was this interesting dilemma that was uh, generated in that fourth film, Old Age Home, which was very refreshing, I would say. And it was typical Geo Baby film, in which he, within a very simple premise, he creates those dynamics to, create situations which will make you think. And last story, as I said, was of the soldier. So all the performances in all the stories, I think fourth one also had George in the film, and I think all of them were brilliant. I mean, I cannot say that there was this particular who was a person who was standing out. All of them made an impact and they contributed to the film working, together. So it was just amazing. And
So now we are almost at the conclusion of our review. So I would ask Farad what would be his rating for the film.
so very rarely you will see that, before I come to the rating, very rarely you will see that in an anthology, all five of them score, as I said right at the beginning. And here, all of them make an impact, whether it is the girl who's forced to get married. I have many friends who were forced to get married. One of my close friends also was that. Second, again, about basic necessity like toilets. Third, the gap between upper and middle class. Fourth, while that old age home story that was there, which uh, the husband is forget, he's suffering from dementia, started in his first stage. Fifth one, the sewage worker. I think there. So if you even listen to these, now there are unique concepts like on paper as well. Even while I'm speaking, they are not interrelated to each other, yet they have a common theme, uh, of social impractices that are there, or social dilemmas, or general freedom that you are fighting in your daily life. So that's why the name is Freedom Fight, and it's like a lovely metaphor that is used here. So my rating for the film overall would be 4 out of 5, and my ultimate favorites were the second, third, and the fifth one. So these are the three that I highly, highly, highly recommend, followed by 1 and 4. I mean, they are on the same level, 1 and 4, and 2, 3, and 5 are on a level higher for me. So it's 4 out of 5 overall for this anthology, and it's, I think, one of the uh, better anthologies that has come out, including all languages. And I think it's no surprise that it is Malayalam film industry again at the helm of.
Amazing, amazing. So
Again,
thank
you can read my detailed review, which is the link is in the description box below, in case you would like. And yeah, Sadik, take it from here.
Thank you so much, Farad, for providing your review, and thank you so much, guys, for being, being so consistent and providing your valuable feedback on a consistent basis regarding our reviews. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Farad, for providing your reviews on a consistent basis. So, guys, I would also request you to please check out Farad's review, which is also available on the description box, which I've provided in the main description area. So you can check that out. And apart from that, you can also check Farad's YouTube channel, which also comprises of all the reviews of different films and different web series. So you can also check that out. So guys, thank you so much. And please like, share, and subscribe our channel. And you can also provide your valuable feedback and your valuable suggestion in the comment section. Thank you so much and take care.
Thank you.